great minds don't think alike. If they did, the patent office would only have about 50 inventions. A quote I just recently discovered, and a quote that got stuck in my mind, because this is a quote that perfectly describes what we need in the world right now. That is new great minds. We need young people who are willing to do everything to solve the problems that are here in the world today, like global warming, poverty, the running out of fossil fuels. We need motivated students who are willing to do everything to achieve this. I am this student. We are these students, my generation. And we're not going to solve the problems that are here in the world today because we're lazy, we're phone addicted, we're social media crazy. We're not going to solve these problems in the environment that schools give us nowadays. That won't work, I can tell out of experience. Let me take you back to an average school week for me. I went to school every day. And every day again, I listened to the same teachers telling the same stories. Every day again, I was working out of the same book. A book which was full of examples I didn't see the point in learning. Like a complex math problem that you will never use in a real situation. And our own initiative is being suppressed by teachers who think that their truth is the only truth. So let me take you back. I remember my chemistry teacher. He was quite strange, to be honest. And every week again, we looked forward to doing some fun experiments, working out chemical reactions, doing stuff like that. And every week again, his answer was, no, we're not going to do that. You learn more than enough from the book. This way, our motivation was shrinking more and more. So now you could all ask the question, what needs to happen in this case? And that's a valid question, on which I, unfortunately, do not have the answer. However, I can tell you my thoughts about how to solve these motivational problems. And that's where the Dutch DNA is really important. We, students here in the Netherlands, are not willing to listen to some older person telling us the truth, or the truth, I should say. We want to figure things out by ourselves. We want to be surprised. And most importantly, we want to be challenged. So, like I just described, my high school could be a bit obtrusive at some times. But luckily for me, there were also positive sides of going to school for me. I had the chance to escape the same routine of everyday school by following a course called TEDxAmsterdamED. TEDxAmsterdamED is a relatively new way of learning, aiming to educate students in a different way. You are responsible yourself. You are the one in charge, and you call the shots. You are working for real companies. You're making contact with real companies yourself. And you're working out complex problems that is actually useful for the real world and for the challenges we face today. And now I can see some of you thinking, well, only small companies are willing to help some students, asking them, hey, can I do something for you? But that's not true. Really big companies are willing to help, like the companies you see behind me right now. For example, Damen is one of the biggest shipyards in the Netherlands. Personally, I had the honor of doing a project for the NLR, which is a big aerospace research center located in the Netherlands. And that was an amazing challenge. Or, well, I should correct myself. I say I, but it should be we. Because another important point of the Technasium is that you are not working alone. You work in groups. You can find things out together. And that's not the only thing, because this will provide you with more motivation as well. When a fellow classmate isn't doing his shit, you give him a slap on the wrist and say, hey man, come on. This will also give you independence because you really need to perform. And in case you're wondering what you're looking at, I know it's a bit blurry. This is me and my fellow classmates. And this is one of the reasons I'm standing here today at my age. We got a challenge from Waterschap Nederland to come up with a new way of generating green energy. And now I can see you thinking already, green energy, that's all about solar panels, windmills. Maybe some of you will think of water turbines. But how can 4 young, small, little boys ever find anything more? Is there even more? And yeah, I will admit, it was very difficult. We had a tough time solving it. But we came up with a solution. And I'm going to show it to you, very short. And don't be worried, it's not getting too technical. We found a completely new, innovative, and creative way of generating green energy. We found TEGs, which stands for thermoelectric generators. And basically, it's a real tiny device which can make electricity out of heat transfer. We thought of the idea of the sun, just the plain sun, heating up the one side and just water cooling down the other side. With this, you get an electric current. You can charge your cell phone, or maybe even in the future, power your house. This is a serious option as a new way of generating green energy. And this is one example of how new ways of learning can motivate students to come up with great ideas. And this idea will not always be perfect. It mostly isn't, because, well, I admit we're mostly silly students. But just like our idea, it can inspire other people to work on it and make it happen. Just like our idea, we and Waterschap are still working on it today. Now, I would like to ask my group to join me here on stage, because, like I said, I did not do it alone, and I would never be able to come up with such an idea by myself. So give them a round of applause, please. We show that new ways of education can lead to amazing results, and that this can make us feel like we can make a difference. And that is a feeling I would love to share with everyone. The freedom to learn what we want to learn. Give us that freedom. Thank you.